Welcome back, Ninjago fans! Today we're diving into every significant Ninjago couple, from the canon love stories we saw on the show to some fan-favorite ships that might just set sail in the future. Grab your popcorn or a bowl of noodles from Chen's Noodle House, and let's get into the romantic side of Ninjago's adventures. Who knows? Your favorite couple might be on this list, and we'll even speculate on who could be next in line for a love story. We'll cover the established couples, like the classic Jay and Nya or the fiery Kai and Skylor, as well as notable fan theories, including one popular idea that Aaron and Sora, the new kids on the block, could become a couple down the line. Along the way, we'll recall the episodes and moments where these relationships bloomed or were hinted at, chat about their dynamics, and see how they've evolved over the seasons. Finally, we'll wrap up with some fun speculation about future pairings in the Ninjago universe. Sound good? Let's jump in. Where else to start but with Jay and Nya, arguably Ninjago's most iconic couple. These two are often described as yin and yang. Jay brings the lightning and humor, Nya brings the water and level-headed toughness, and together, they just click. In the early days, Jay was immediately smitten with Nya, Kai's brave younger sister. Nya didn't exactly reciprocate at first. She was focused on forging her own identity. Remember, she secretly became Samurai X in Season 1 and found Jay's crush a bit awkward, but Jay's genuine kindness and goofiness eventually won her over. One pivotal moment was in Season 2, Once Bitten, Twice Shy, when Jay was bitten by the Fangpire and needed true love's kiss as an antidote, and Nya kissed him to save his life. That basically confirmed that feelings were mutual. Of course, no great romances without drama. In Season 3, Rebooted, a silly perfect match machine claimed that Cole was Nya's perfect match, sparking Nya's curiosity and a love triangle among Jay, Nya, and Cole. Jay was devastated to find out Nya might like Cole, and Cole, confused by Nya's sudden attention, briefly played along. This rivalry between the two friends got pretty intense. Remember their hostile competition during training? Fortunately, by Season 4, they all talked it out and moved on. Nya realized that her heart truly belonged with Jay, and Cole gracefully bowed out, happy to remain just friends. In fact, all three grew closer after resolving the triangle, a relief for the team and fans alike. Jay and Nya have had some truly epic moments that solidified their bond. In Season 5, Possession, Jay glimpses a future reflection showing him and Nya married, which rekindled his determination to be with her. In Season 6, Skybound, they essentially save each other. Nya confesses, "You are the one for me," as she's about to sacrifice herself. Then Jay uses his final wish to undo the entire season's events to bring Nya and the other ninja back to life. Only the two of them remember the full timeline of those events, which gives their rooftop reunion at the end of Season 6 a special, private significance. By Season 7, they're officially a couple again and working together smoothly. Fast forward to Season 10, March of the Oni. Jay is so devoted that he clumsily, but adorably, proposes to Nya, asking her to be his yang, as in yin-yang, meaning his partner for life. Nya accepts, giving him half of a yin-yang pendant, while she keeps the other half, essentially an engagement symbol in their own ninja way. From that point, they're a formally committed duo. Then came Season 15, Seabound. Nya's powers go out of control, and ultimately, she sacrifices herself by merging with the endless sea to stop Wojira, becoming one with the ocean. This was heartbreaking, especially for Jay. He fell into a deep depression after losing Nya, but Jay never gave up on her. In Crystallized, Season 16, he and the team defy the law to revive Nya, successfully restoring her human form. The reunion was tearful and joyful. Jay was beyond relieved to have his sweetheart back. By the end of Crystallized, Jay and Nya are together again, stronger than ever. Jay and Nya's relationship has grown from a cute crush into a deep, time-tested love. They've literally saved each other's lives multiple times. Personality-wise, they balance each other out. Jay's goofy, chatty nature brings a smile to Nya's face, and Nya's courage and pragmatism keep Jay grounded. The show even visually represents them as yin and yang, especially after their engagement, symbolizing how they complete each other. It's safe to say this couple is endgame for Ninjago. Fans often refer to them as Jaya, and for many, they're the heart of the series' emotional core. From the sweet stability of Jay and Nya, let's turn up the heat, literally, with Kai and Skylor. This relationship sparked in Season 4, Tournament of Elements, and it's been smoldering ever since. Kai, the hot-headed fire ninja, first encounters Skylor on Chen's ferry en route to the tournament. Immediately, Kai is struck by this mysterious girl with orange hair and confident martial arts skills. In fact, he pretty much falls for her at first sight. Throughout the tournament, Kai's crush on Skylor grows as they train and compete together. She's an elemental master too, of Amber, with the power to absorb others' elemental powers, and Kai finds that so cool, until he learns she's actually Chen's daughter and might be working for the bad guys. That was a rough blow for Kai. Despite the shock that Skylor was aligned with her villainous father, Kai sensed goodness in her. He wasn't wrong. Skylor initially obeyed Chen, but secretly struggled with his evil plans. Kai's faith in her paid off when Skylor ultimately turned against Chen after hearing Kai confess his feelings and how he'd fallen for her. Chen punished Skylor by forcing her to ingest a vile potion, turning her into an anaconda snake person. But here's a telling moment. Kai didn't flinch at Skylor's scaly new look. His feelings were so strong that he accepted her even in snake form, which in turn helped Skylor regain her confidence and humanity. Together, they fought side by side in the finale of Season 4 to defeat Chen and his army. After Chen's defeat, Kai invites Skylor to join the ninja team, but she decides to take over her father's noodle restaurant instead, a path to redeem her family's name. Before parting, Skylor actually tries to give Kai a farewell kiss, but in classic Ninjago comedic fashion, they get interrupted by Dareth at the last second. Still, Skylor promises to keep in touch. It's clear both felt a strong connection. Skylor keeps her promise. She pops up again in later seasons at critical moments, often to help Kai and the team. In Season 6, Skybound, Skylor, along with several elemental masters, assists in rescuing the ninja from Nadakon's Jin blade trap, though that timeline was erased by Jay's final wish, so only Jay and Nya remember her heroics. In Season 7, Hands of Time, Kai seeks Skylor's advice when he's grappling with family legacy issues. Skylor empathizes and encourages him, showing that their bond isn't just romantic. They understand each other as friends too. During Season 9, Hunted, Skylor becomes integral to the resistance against Emperor Garmadon in Ninjago City. She teams up with Kai's sister, Nya, and the others, even using her amber powers to absorb Kai's fire for a clever plan. In the episode Green Destiny, Skylor is poisoned by an Oni substance while helping the cause. When Kai reunites with her, he's extremely worried and holds her in his arms as she collapses. After Garmadon's defeat, Skylor is cured and wakes up literally in Kai's embrace, to his great relief. They share a tender moment and a romantic hug in that scene, confirming that Spark is alive and well. In Season 10, March of the Oni, there's a quick scene where Kai is holding Skylor's hand during a celebration. Subtle, but it shows they consider themselves a couple by this point, or at least something more than friends. In Season 16, Crystallized, Skylor returns once more to help the ninja against the Crystal King. In the episode Compatible, Kai awkwardly suggests that after all this chaos, they should officially be together, to which Skylor laughs that he's bringing this up out of the blue after not seeing him for ages. Can you blame her? Kai's timing isn't always perfect. He apologizes and explains everything he's been through, and Skylor clearly isn't opposed to the idea. She just didn't expect the sudden proposal of a relationship status. By the end of Crystallized, in the finale Roots, Kai and Skylor are talking about their relationship and nearly share a long-awaited kiss. But, you guessed it, they get interrupted again. By Dareth, of course. Poor Kai. Third time's the charm, maybe? Kai and Skylor's dynamic is fiery and fun. Both are skilled fighters with strong personalities. Kai can be impulsive and hot-headed, whereas Skylor is a bit more reserved, cunning, and independent. She often tempers Kai's rash decisions. A good example is in Season 9. Skylor keeps Kai focused when he's frustrated about losing his powers. They have a natural chemistry, evident in their flirty banter, and how fiercely they protect each other. Fans lovingly dub this pairing Skylor. Unlike Jay and Nya's very public love, Kai and Skylor's romance mostly simmers in the background of the main plot, but it's absolutely there, sprinkled through multiple seasons in small moments. And as of the latest episodes, it looks like they are effectively a couple, even if the show playfully keeps delaying that big kiss. At this point, interrupting Kai and Skylor's romantic moments is a running gag. Many fans hope we'll see more of Skylor in future seasons, maybe a proper date with Kai, or even him introducing her to his parents. Imagine Ray and Maya meeting Skylor. Given their journey from wary rivals to trusted partners, Kai and Skylor's relationship is a highlight for those who love seeing character growth alongside high-kicking action. Now for a couple that proves even Nindroids need love. Zane and P.I.X.A.L, pronounced Pixel, are the most unconventional pair on our list. A romance between two intelligent robots, and yet they might just be the healthiest relationship in Ninjago. No jealousy, no big fights, just pure mutual respect and devotion with a dose of techie awkwardness. P.I.X.A.L, primary interactive external assistant lifeform, was introduced in Season 3, rebooted as a creation of Cyrus Borg. When Zane first meets P.I.X.A.L at Borg Tower, he is immediately fascinated. In fact, our often stoic ice ninja gets visibly flustered. He stares, talks gibberish, and is clearly smitten at first sight. Cue his friends teasing, Kai, Nya, and even Jay's parents notice Zane has found someone, and they're happy for him. P.I.X.A.L, being very matter-of-fact initially, even insults Zane's old hardware as incompatible, not realizing he might take it personally. Despite that bumpy start, they quickly form a bond while working together to fend off Borg's evil Nindroids. They literally complete each other in battle. Zane gives P.I.X.A.L a piece of his power source to save her, and she in turn says Zane is vital to her. It's robot love, folks. At the end of Season 3, Zane heroically sacrifices himself to defeat the Overlord, an act that left P.I.X.A.L Heartbroken, it's noted that P.I.X.A.L was so distraught she couldn't even attend Zane's memorial. She was grieving in her own way. But Zane wasn't truly gone. He resurrected in a new titanium body. And who discovered his survival first? P.I.X.A.L, who smiles for the first time on the show when she hears his voice again, asking if they are compatible now, a sweet callback to her earlier remark. In Season 4, Tournament of Elements, Zane, now rebuilt, and P.I.X.A.L get captured by Master Chen. When Zane is imprisoned and has memory loss, P.I.X.A.L guides him back, helping him remember who he is, triggered when Zane repeats their special word, compatible. In a turn of events, P.I.X.A.L is dismantled by Chen's forces, her parts literally torn apart. Does Zane give up on her? Never. He carries P.I.X.A.L's consciousness as a digital backup inside his own head from that point on. Yes, for a while Zane essentially has his girlfriend as an AI voice in his mind. If that's not dedication, what is? She continues to aid him like a supportive voice in tough times through Season 5 and Season 6. By Season 7, Hands of Time, having P.I.X.A.L stuck in his head became less than ideal. P.I.X.A.L felt restless and not herself without a physical form. In Season 8, Sons of Garmadon, she secretly rebuilds a new android body and returns to action as the mysterious Samurai X. When Zane discovers Samurai X's true identity is P.I.X.A.L, he is overjoyed and supportive. Instead of being upset that she left his head without telling him, Zane totally understands. He even says he likes seeing her like this, in her own body, making her own choices. They promise no more secrets between them and reaffirm their partnership. It's a touching moment of mutual respect. Through Seasons 8, 9, and onward, Zane and P.I.X.A.L continue to be a dynamic duo. In the Season 9 finale, as soon as Zane returns from the Oni and Dragon's realm, his first question is, where's P.I.X.A.L? He's worried because she had been captured by Harumi's forces. They reunite with a big relieved hug after the battle, once peace is restored. In Season 11, Never Realm, Ice Chapter, Zane, as the evil Ice Emperor, nearly forgets who he is, but even with erased memories, the mention of P.I.X.A.L stirs something in him. Indeed, in the episode Awakenings, Zane's love for P.I.X.A.L is what helps break the Ice Emperor curse. When he fully regains himself, returning home, P.I.X.A.L literally jumps into his arms for a joyful embrace. Also, recall that earlier, while stranded in the Never Realm, Zane recorded a desperate message confessing, P.I.X.A.L, I love you, which she later hears. So if there was any doubt about their feelings, there's a direct I love you on record. Zane and P.I.X.A.L, his relationship is built on trust, sacrifice, and a deep understanding of each other's programming and hearts. They don't have the typical romantic drama. Instead, their challenges come from external threats, villains tearing them apart, literally. Through it all, they remain unwaveringly loyal. Fans often joke that it's funny how the two robots have the most drama-free love life of all the ninja. No jealousy or quarrels, just support. Perhaps being logical ninjroids helps them communicate. Whatever the case, P.I.X.A.L, as the fandom calls them, is pure number relationship goals in the Ninjago world. They even have adorable moments of banter, like P.I.X.A.L gently teasing Zane to be careful and Zane calling her my love in his monotone voice. It's quirky and we love it. We fully expect these two to be together indefinitely. After all, they're basically immortal robots in love. Talk about a digital age romance. Cole and Nya, the one-time love triangle. We touched on this earlier, but it's worth explaining the Cole and Nya situation a bit more. While they're not a current couple, their brief romantic storyline had a notable impact on the team's dynamics and gave us some juicy drama in Rebooted. During Season 3, in an episode set at a power station, remember the love triangle subplot? An advanced matchmaking computer indicates that Cole is Nya's ideal match. This surprises everyone, including Cole and Nya. Up to that point, Cole had only seen Nya as a good friend and as Jay's girl, so he's caught off guard when Nya starts paying more attention to him. Nya, curious about the perfect match result, develops a crush on Cole. Cole, being a bit uptight back then, doesn't know how to handle Nya's sudden flirtations. At first, he ignores her advances, but once he realizes Jay is upset, Cole somewhat reciprocates out of confusion and competitiveness. We see Cole trying to impress Nya a couple of times, which only escalates Jay's jealousy. It got so bad that Jay and Cole's long-standing brotherly friendship turned into open rivalry for a while. They even broke into a fight during a mission, messing up the team coordination. Thankfully, this love triangle doesn't last too long. Nya soon comes to her senses, realizing that while Cole is great, her heart was actually with Jay all along. By the end of Season 3, start of Season 4, Nya gently rejects Cole's semi-advances and reaffirms her feelings for Jay. Cole, relieved to have the awkwardness over, is totally fine with this outcome. You could tell he never intended to steal Nya from Jay. He was mainly hurt that Jay thought so little of him. The three of them openly talk it out in Season 4 and clear the air. We see them apologize and forgive. Jay admits he overreacted, Cole admits he shouldn't have played along, and Nya apologizes apologizes for the confusion. After that, all is well again among the original trio. In Season 5, when Cole becomes a ghost, Nya is supportive as just a close friend, and Cole fully supports Jay and Nya's relationship with no lingering hard feelings. Interestingly, handling this conflict matures all of them. Nya officially chooses Jay in Season 6, and Cole is not only cool with it, he actively cheers them on. A memorable scene is in Skybound when Cole, and others, tease Jay about proposing to Nya someday. By then, it's all good-natured fun. From that point forward, Cole and Nya revert to being what they were meant to be, extremely good friends, almost like siblings-in-law since she's dating his best friend. In Day of the Departed, Nya is overjoyed when Cole is cured of his ghost form and becomes human again, hugging him like a dear friend. In March of the Oni, Cole is actually the one who gives Jay the nudge and a little side-eye to propose to Nya at the right moment, showing he's 100% supportive. And when Nya turns into the ocean in Season 15, Cole is devastated for Jay's sake as much as his own. He comforts Jay at Nya's memorial, putting a hand on his shoulder while Jay cries. So, while Cole x Nya was never a full-fledged couple, it was a significant romantic subplot. It highlighted Nya's growth, figuring out her feelings, and reinforced the idea that the ninja team are family first. They wouldn't let romance truly break them apart. In fact, series co-creator Tommy Andreasen once noted that Cole never deeply loved Nya romantically. He cared about her, but mostly went along because of the circumstances. This makes sense in hindsight. Cole's true love might just be cake. If you know, you know. Our man loves cake. The triangle did give us a fandom ship name, #Kolya, Cole/Nya, for a while, but it's mostly history now. Still, it was an interesting detour that added depth to the characters. And hey, it made Jay and Nya's bond even stronger in the end. Perhaps the most dramatic romance in Ninjago is Lloyd Garmadon and Harumi. This one had it all: a fairy tale beginning, a shocking betrayal, tragedy, and a complicated reunion. Buckle up, this is a wild ride. The Princess and the Ninja. In Season 8, Sons of Garmadon, Lloyd, now grown into a brave green ninja, and the leader of the team, meets Princess Harumi for the first time. Harumi, also called the Quiet One by the public, is introduced as the sweet orphaned princess of Ninjago, who idolizes the ninja. From the moment Lloyd lays eyes on Harumi, he is captivated. Who can blame him? She's poised, compassionate in appearance, and they're close in age. It's Lloyd's first real crush. His teammates notice him blushing and tease him relentlessly for having a crush on the princess. As fate would have it, circumstances throw Lloyd and Harumi together often. They escape a Sons of Garmadon attack, share a ride on the Destiny's Bounty, and bond over their similar childhood loneliness. They even discover they both love pilots, a fictional comic, and joke about destiny. In Dead Man's Squall, there's an almost kiss scene. Under the moonlight on the Bounty, Lloyd and Harumi lean in, inches away from a kiss, before Lloyd, flustered, excuses himself. It was a tender build-up that had many fans rooting for Larumi, Lloyd Harumi. However, the fairy tale shatters. Harumi is eventually revealed to be the villainous Quiet One, the very leader of the Sons of Garmadon. She had been playing Lloyd the entire time, gaining his trust to further her plan to resurrect Lord Garmadon, Lloyd's evil father. When Harumi's treachery comes to light, Lloyd is utterly heartbroken and blindsided. The emotional gut punch happens in Dread on Arrival. Harumi coldly tells Lloyd that there was never anything between us, that all the affection she showed was just a ploy. She mocks Lloyd for being naive, and even uses his feelings to hurt him more, gloating about how she manipulated him. This leaves Lloyd devastated. He not only had his first love thrown back in his face, but he also feels responsible for the dire situation, since trusting Harumi allowed the villain's plan to progress. After a fierce battle in the Season 8 finale, Harumi is captured. Lloyd confronts her one last time as she's being taken away, and she tries one final bit of manipulation, pretending to regret what she did. By now, Lloyd sees through her. In a badass moment, he shuts her down with her own words: "There was never anything between us. Goodbye, Harumi," and closes the prison van door on her. You can sense the mix of anger and sorrow in Lloyd. He's putting up a strong front, but inside he's broken. This experience scars him, making him swear not to easily trust new people again. In Season 9, Hunted, while Lloyd leads the resistance in Ninjago City, Harumi attempts to resurrect the Overlord through Lord Garmadon's power. She succeeds in bringing Garmadon back, but things go out of control. Harumi eventually faces consequences for her actions. During the battle, she realizes innocent people, a family with a child, are about to be killed by the destruction she helped unleash. In a moment of genuine change of heart, Harumi saves the family but ends up caught under collapsing debris. In a tragic twist, Princess Harumi dies as the building crumbles, seemingly crushed despite Lloyd and Garmadon both witnessing it and crying out. Lloyd arrives just in time to see Harumi's final act of heroism, and it hits him hard. Despite everything, Lloyd had truly loved Harumi, and seeing her die while doing the right thing adds a complex layer to his feelings. He's angry at her for her betrayal, yet he's sad that she's gone and perhaps somewhat redeemed in her last moments. This This left many fans and Lloyd himself conflicted. Was Harumi ultimately bad, or did she redeem herself at the end? Lloyd's heart was left with unresolved feelings because she was gone, or so it seemed. Fast forward to season 16, Crystallized. Surprise! Harumi is resurrected by the Crystal King, the Overlord, as one of his generals. Lloyd comes face to face with Harumi again, and all those complicated emotions resurface. At first, Harumi appears as villainous as ever, having been brought back to continue what she started, helping the Overlord take over. She taunts Lloyd about his mother, about his friends, really twisting the knife. Lloyd is torn. On one hand, he's furious and determined to stop her. On the other, you can tell he's hurt that she's essentially returned from the dead only to fight him again. However, as Crystallized progresses, it becomes clear Harumi isn't entirely on board with the Overlord's extreme plans, like annihilating Ninjago City. In a crucial scene, Lloyd confronts Harumi and tells her point blank, "My feelings for you were real, even if hers never were." This admission from Lloyd shows he still cares deep down. Harumi is visibly affected by hearing that. She initially denies having any feelings back, staying in villain mode, but cracks start to show in her cold facade. The turning point comes when the Overlord reveals he was behind the Great Devourer's rampage, the very event that killed Harumi's parents years ago. Harumi is shocked. Everything she did, aligning with evil to destroy the ninja, was based on a lie. Realizing that the Overlord, her current master, was the true cause of her childhood tragedy makes Harumi snap out of her blind hatred. In the final battle, Harumi switches sides. She actually saves Lloyd's life from the Overlord's attack and fights alongside him and the ninja against the Crystal King. After the dust settles, Harumi is not arrested this time because Lloyd vouches that she genuinely helped defeat the Overlord once she learned the truth. There's an interesting bit where Garmadon, of all people, suggests Harumi still has feelings for Lloyd, which she vehemently denies, blushing perhaps. Classic tsundere move, Harumi. By the end of Crystallized, Harumi is essentially in a gray area, no longer an active villain, somewhat redeemed, but not exactly a hero either. She and Lloyd have a final exchange of understanding. It's not a lovey-dovey reunion, too much has happened for that, but it's civil and heavy with unspoken feelings. Lloyd basically says he won't pursue punishing her, and Harumi goes off on her own to find her place in the world after all that. The show leaves it open-ended, which of course fuels fan debates. Some believe Harumi was always using Lloyd and felt nothing for him. Others believe Harumi truly fell in love with Lloyd somewhere along the line and just buried it deep. The truth might be in between. Lloyd and Harumi's dynamic is what you'd call star-crossed. They had the potential to be a power couple, the Green Ninja and the Princess, but fate and Harumi's thirst for vengeance tore them apart. It's a story of trust betrayed and also one of possible redemption. Lloyd emerged from this saga more guarded, but he also demonstrated incredible compassion by giving Harumi a chance to do the right thing in the end. And as he admitted, his feelings for her were real all along, which is heartbreaking considering how much pain it caused him. Fans ship this pairing as Larumi, though it's with the understanding that it's a very complicated ship. If Harumi remains on a redemption path, who knows? Maybe in the future she and Lloyd could reconnect. But that would require a lot of forgiveness on Lloyd's part and atonement on Harumi's. For now, Lloyd seems single and probably emotionally exhausted. This was certainly the angstiest romance in the series. After the roller coaster of Larumi, let's talk about a Lloyd pairing that fans found much sweeter and drama-free, Lloyd and Akita. Now, Lloyd and Akita are not an official couple in the show, but their bond was strong enough that many viewers started shipping them. And it's one of those will they, won't they, probably won't, but it's nice to dream situations. Akita is a character introduced in Season 11, Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu, specifically in the Ice chapter. She's a form-changing wolf tribal girl from the Never Realm, a realm of ice and snow where Zane ends up trapped as the Ice Emperor. Lloyd and his friends travel to the Never Realm to save Zane, and that's when Lloyd meets Akita. At first, Akita is in her wolf form and even attacks Lloyd, thinking he's an enemy, but eventually she reveals her human form and the two become allies. Both Lloyd and Akita carry emotional scars. Lloyd is still reeling from the Harumi saga and the pressure of leadership. Akita has her own tragedy. Her entire family and village were destroyed by the Ice Emperor, who, unbeknownst to her, is actually Zane under an evil spell. She's on a quest for revenge. When they meet, Lloyd and Akita at first don't fully trust each other. She even deceives him by staying in wolf form initially, and he bores her with tales of his life not knowing she understands. Funny scene, by the way. But after some miscommunications, they realize they share a common goal: stop the Ice Emperor. They decide to team up, and their personalities click surprisingly well. Lloyd becomes a comforting presence for Akita. He empathizes with her loss. Lloyd knows a thing or two about losing family, given his complicated dad and the loss of the original Zane in earlier seasons. In turn, Akita is a supportive companion for Lloyd in a hostile environment. We see them encourage each other. Lloyd teaches Akita about hope and not giving up, and Akita shows Lloyd the ropes of survival in the Never Realm. There's a touching moment where Lloyd stops Akita from running with an injured leg, showing genuine care for her. The most overtly romantic moment between them comes in the finale of the Ice chapter, episode 118, Awakenings. After they succeed, Zane is freed from being the Ice Emperor and peace returns, it's time for Lloyd to go home. Akita, whose mission is done, plans to stay in her realm to rebuild. As Lloyd struggles to find the right words to say goodbye, it's clear he's grown very fond of her. Akita suddenly leans in and gives Lloyd a soft kiss on the cheek. Lloyd is left wide-eyed and blushing. It's probably the first time any girl has kissed him in a sincere, loving way. Since Harumi's affection was fake, Akita smiles and says farewell. Lloyd tells her to take care of herself. She tells him the same, and she departs. The camera lingers on Lloyd's surprised but not unhappy face. It's a brief, sweet moment that hinted at what could have been if circumstances were different. Fans dubbed this pairing Lloyd-Kita, or Akita X Lloyd, and it gained a lot of support because of how genuine and healthy their relationship seemed. In contrast to Harumi, Akita never betrayed Lloyd. She only supported him. They had natural chemistry through shared experiences and playful banter, like Lloyd learning to fish from her, or Akita teasing him about his talkative nature. Also, visually, the Green Ninja and the White Wolf Girl made a cool duo. Unfortunately, after Lloyd leaves the Never Realm, Akita has not yet appeared again in the series, so their story is kind of frozen, pun intended, at that cheek kiss goodbye. Will Akita ever return? It's uncertain. If she did, there's definitely a foundation for more between her and Lloyd. Lloyd deserves some happiness, and Akita's one person who didn't come with betrayal baggage. Even the show's writers have acknowledged how much fans enjoyed Lloyd-Kita. For now, it remains an example of a beautiful friendship with a dash of romance, and even if nothing more comes of it, it gave Lloyd and the audience a heartwarming respite after the heaviness of Harumi. Sometimes a simple cheek kiss and an honest farewell can mean more than 1,000 dramatic proclamations. Next up is a pairing that took many by surprise with its charm, Cole and Princess Vania. This one comes from Season 13, Master of the Mountain, where Cole is the focus. While it's not an official couple by series end, the vibes were definitely there, and it's become a popular theoretical pairing among fans. Let's break it down. In Season 13, the ninja travel to the kingdom of Shintaro, a dazzling mountain city, at the invitation of Princess Vania. Vania is the daughter of King Vangelis, and she's immediately intrigued by the ninja, especially Cole. When she greets them, Vania is practically fangirling over Cole, saying she's heard of his exploits. It's really cute. She's bubbly, adventurous, and very interested in spending time with Cole. Cole, for his part, is polite and friendly. You can tell he's a bit flattered by the attention. His shy smile gives it away. Early on, Lloyd teasingly warns Cole to be careful, likely thinking about his own past with a certain princess. But Cole assures Lloyd that he doesn't sense any treachery, and indeed, Vania is genuinely a good person. When things go awry in Shintaro, the revelation of an underground slave operation, and Geckles and Months, tribes in conflict, Vania proves she's not a sheltered princess. She gets her hands dirty, helping Cole investigate. She literally follows him into the mountain depths on a quest to find out why an earth beast attacked. Throughout the subterranean adventure, Vania sticks by Cole's side through thick and thin. She believes Cole's warnings about a skull sorcerer when others are skeptical. This support means a lot to Cole, who at one point felt no one trusted his gut except her. When Cole is discouraged or grieving, like when he learns about his mother Lily's past in the mines, Vania offers encouragement. In one scene, Cole gets a bit protective of Vania, worried for her safety, which shows he cares about her well-being beyond just duty. As the truth comes out that King Vangelis, Vania's own father, is the evil skull sorcerer, Vania is devastated but stands with Cole and the ninja. She even confronts her father and chooses Cole's side over her corrupted dad. That's a huge deal. She risked everything for what was right, and Cole recognizes her courage. In the climactic episodes, Cole unlocks his Spinjitzu burst power, fueled by the memory of his mother, and defeats the skull sorcerer, freeing the mountain from darkness. Vania witnesses Cole's heroism firsthand, and she's clearly in awe. With her father dethroned and arrested, Vania becomes the new queen of Shintaro. As the ninja prepare to leave, Vania and Cole share a heartfelt goodbye. There's an emotional moment on the landing pad of the royal palace where Vania thanks Cole for everything. Cole tells her she's one of the strongest, bravest people he's met. "You don't need me. You're strong on your own," he assures her, which is both a compliment and a bit of a sad acknowledgement that he has to go. Vania promises to work with him in the future to keep peace between the underground peoples and the surface. It's more than just diplomatic talk. It's their way of saying we'll stay in touch. They clasp hands for a long moment and part with smiles. If this were another kind of show, we might have seen a kiss here, but Ninjago keeps it chaste. Still, the mutual affection is palpable. Indeed, Vania keeps her promise. In The Island, Seabound, and Crystallized seasons, we get references that Cole has a direct line to Shintaro. In the final battle of Crystallized, Vania actually shows up with her Flying Kingdom's army to help the ninja, responding to Cole's call for aid. When she swoops in, riding a dragon no less, and greets Cole, he's clearly happy happy and a bit relieved to see her. It's a quick cameo, but it confirms they maintained a friendship or more over the year that passed. The Cole-Vania relationship is refreshing because it's light and positive. Vania admires Cole wholeheartedly, and Cole grows to value Vania as a trustworthy ally and friend. They have a natural camaraderie, laughing and working together well. Personality-wise, Vania is enthusiastic, curious, and compassionate, a nice match for Cole's calm, kind, and brave demeanor. Fans call this ship Konya, or Cole and Nya. While it hasn't been explicitly romantic on screen, there's definitely a spark. And importantly, Cole hasn't had any other romantic interest since Nya, and that was brief. So Vania stands out as someone who could be a future partner for him if the writers ever choose to go that route. For now, in canon, they parted as close friends. But we can certainly speculate. Maybe Cole will visit Shintaro for diplomatic meetings, aka bonding time with Queen Vania, or she might visit Ninjago more often. Cole's character has often been portrayed as the big brother of the group, less focused on romance, but if any girl has come close to breaking through his lone hero vibe, it's Princess Vania. And let's be real, the Earth Ninja could use some royalty in his life, right? It'd be adorable. Whether or not Konya becomes officially canon, their story in Season 13 was satisfying and hinted at lovely possibilities. Before we look to the future, let's quickly mention a few other couples or romantic moments that have appeared in the main Ninjago TV show. These might not be as front and center, but they're part of the tapestry of relationships in the series. Garmadon and Misako, Lloyd's parents. Yes, even the Dark Lord Garmadon had a love story. In the backstory, Misako, Lloyd's mother, was courted by both Wu and Garmadon when they were young. Misako ultimately chose Garmadon, partially thanks to a little trickery. Fun fact, it was revealed that Wu once wrote Misako a love letter, but Garmadon signed it with his own name, so Misako thought Garmadon was the sweet poet and fell in love with him. Sneaky, right? Despite Garmadon later turning evil due to the Great Devourer's venom, Misako never stopped caring for him. They had baby Lloyd together and for a while were a family. In the show's present timeline, Misako and a redeemed Garmadon never officially get back together. Garmadon's story goes all over the place, and he ends up leaving on a soul-searching journey. But Misako's love, or at least concern, for him is evident. She spends years trying to find a way to save him from evil. By the end of March of the Oni, Garmadon fights alongside the ninja and Misako to stop the Oni invasion, which is a kind of bittersweet closure. While not a conventional couple on screen, their past is significant, and it gave us Lloyd, after all. Master Wu and Misako, unrequited. Poor Sensei Wu had a bit of heartbreak here. As mentioned, Wu was in love with Misako in their youth, but she ended up marrying his brother. This created some unspoken tension. Imagine your brother getting the girl you loved. There's a flashback in Season 4 where young Wu is visibly crestfallen as Misako gravitates to Garmadon, especially after that infamous love letter incident. In the show's present, Wu and Misako are great friends, and there's no jealousy, water under the bridge. There's even a humorous moment where the ninja tease Wu about having a thing for Misako, and he blushes. While Wu Misako isn't a couple, it's a notable thread that even the wise old master had matters of the heart. Wu ultimately remains a bachelor. Perhaps his true love is his duty to creation and making tea. Nadakon and Delara and Nya. This one's a bit different. Nadakon, the Jin villain from Season 6, had a tragic love story of his own. He was in love with a princess named Delara, who died. He attempted to force Nya to marry him because she was the spitting image of Delara. While Nya and Nadakon are certainly not a couple, it was very much against Nya's will. It was a key plot point in Skybound. Nya pretended to be into Nadakon briefly as part of the ninja's plan, and there was that creepy wedding scene. Thankfully, Jay stopped it. We only mention it to acknowledge that romantic obsession drove a villain's plot there. Nadakon's genuine love was Delara, and Nya just got caught in the mess. Jay's parents, Ed and Edna, and Kai's parents, Ray and Maya. These are examples of wholesome, established marriages in Ninjago. Ed and Edna, Jay's adoptive parents, are an adorable old couple, always supportive and affectionate in a goofy way. They call each other pet names like Pumpkin. They show where Jay learned how to love wholeheartedly. Ray and Maya, Kai and Nya's parents, have a legendary romance as former elemental masters of fire and water. They fought side by side in the Serpentine War, fell in love, and raised a family in secret to protect their children. When reunited in Season 7, Ray and Maya still deeply care for each other and their kids, a strong example of a lasting partnership. Casual crushes and one-episode gags. There have been minor flings, or crushes played for laughs. Remember Jay's brief fangirl from the show Ninja Warrior? A contestant named Neil, dressed as a pink ninja, had a crush on him. Purely comedic. The mailman seems smitten by Misako in a few scenes, bringing her mail with a dopey grin. And who could forget when Dareth, the brown ninja, flirted with pretty much every woman who crossed his path? He tried with Misako and got politely shut down. Stick to karaoke, Dareth. Those are small potatoes compared to the main relationships, but they add flavor to the Ninjago world, reminding us that even amid battles with serpents and stone warriors, love and crushes still happen. Who might be next? Fan theories and future couples. Now onto the fun part, speculation. Ninjago has introduced new characters and evolved old old ones, so fans naturally wonder who might end up together in the future. Let's explore a couple of prominent fan theories and possibilities for future couples. Keeping in mind nothing here is confirmed, just theorized. Eren and Sora, the next generation ship. One of the biggest new theories revolves around Eren and Sora, the two new main characters introduced in Ninjago, Dragons Rising. With the original ninja, like Kai, Jay, etc., growing up and somewhat paired off, all eyes turn to these fresh heroes as candidates for a future romance. Eren is an optimistic teenage boy who idolizes the original ninja, and Sora is a savvy tech girl from the city of Imperium. They meet in the events after the merge, when multiple realms combined into one, and quickly become best friends. They train together under Lloyd to become the new generation of ninja. Their friendship is extremely close. They live together, platonically, in a little makeshift home at the crossroads, look out for each other, and have that inseparable buddy dynamic going on. Typically, in fiction, when you have a duo of a boy and a girl around the same age who spend a lot of time together, people start to wonder if romance might blossom. Eren and Sora have a great friendship foundation. They trust each other deeply, share laughs, and face challenges side by side. They even have a cute combined nickname in some circles, Soren, or the Sci-Pi Duo, as a play on their tech and pie imagery. Fans theorize that as they mature through their adventures, they might realize there's more than friendship between them. There are a few moments that fuel this. Eren is super protective of Sora, and Sora often gently teases Eren. Classic behavior in many shows for friends to lovers progression. It's worth noting, though, that Eren and Sora are portrayed very much like brother and sister energy too. In fact, within the show's current storyline, there's no explicit romance. They call each other best friends and even family. Showrunner Doc Wyatt has commented that they wrote Eren and Sora intentionally as platonic besties, wanting to show a boy-girl friendship without rushing into romance. A lot of the fandom actually prefers them not to couple up, viewing their bond as a strong platonic partnership, which is somewhat rare and refreshing in media. Recent events in Dragons Rising Part 2 also put some strain on their friendship. There was a plot where Sora kept a secret to boost Eren's confidence, and when Eren found out, he felt betrayed. For a while, he grew distant from her, which was sad to see since they'd been inseparable. By the end of that storyline, they fight together again, but there's a rift. Eren actually leaves with the enemy, long story, and Sora is determined to bring him back. This drama has interestingly led a small group of fans to start shipping them romantically, thinking this emotional fallout could lead to a deeper understanding and maybe feelings realized. As analysts and romantics at heart, we can see it going either way. If the writers decide to develop a romance, Eren and Sora have all the building blocks for the classic friends to lovers arc. Trust, a history of supporting each other, personal conflicts to overcome, and complementary personalities. Eren's spontaneous enthusiasm and Sora's smart, occasionally cautious nature. They're basically the new Kai and Nya, or Jay and Nya, in terms of team roles, fire-like energy guy, and techie water, our ice-ish gal. On the other hand, keeping them just friends would also be fine. Not every duo needs to date. Fan theory alert. Some fans speculate that if there's a time jump or in a final epilogue of the series years down the line, we might see an older Eren and Sora married or running a dojo together training the next generation. That's purely conjecture, of course, but it shows how beloved their partnership is that people imagine them as a lifelong team in one form or another. For now, we'll be watching how their story unfolds. Will Eren and Sora share a cute moment, maybe a dance at a celebration or a heartfelt confession after a dangerous battle? Or will they remain the ultimate platonic partners in crime? Only time and the writers will tell. But the very fact this theory exists and is notable means a lot of viewers see potential there. So, Eren and Sora, you're on our maybe future couple radar. Aside from Eren and Sora, fans have mused about a few other potential romances. Lloyd has had the roughest go with love. If anyone deserves a happy ending in that department, it's him. With Harumi in a weird limbo and Akita off in another realm, what lies ahead for the Green Ninja? Some hope that Harumi, now redeemed, might one day truly earn Lloyd's forgiveness and rekindle something. That would be a long road. Trust would need to be rebuilt from scratch, but it's not impossible. Others would much rather see Akita return to Ninjago in a future season. Perhaps Lloyd and Akita could reconnect and explore a relationship without the impending doom of an ice apocalypse hanging over them. There's also the possibility Lloyd stays single for a while, focusing on mentoring the new ninja, Eren, Sora, etc., essentially taking on a fatherly or big brotherly role. The writers have hinted that Lloyd's story might not involve romance for a time, but never say never. Keep an eye out for any new female characters as well. One might catch Lloyd's eye in a positive way. We already discussed the spark between Cole and Vania. Fans certainly wouldn't mind seeing that long-distance relationship develop. Maybe a special episode where Cole visits Shintaro could show us if they've grown closer. It'd be lovely for Cole, who's often so duty-focused, to have someone to cherish, and who cherishes him. Until we hear otherwise, we'll consider this a strong possibility for future couple. Kai and Skylor are basically together, so the speculation here is more about progression discretion. Could we eventually see a wedding in Ninjago? Jay and Nya are engaged. That yin-yang pendant isn't just bling, it's a promise. So they might beat Kai and Skylor to the altar. But Kai and Skylor also have that chemistry. Imagine a double wedding for the ninja? Now I'm really dreaming, haha. At the very least, more screen time of them as a couple would be great. Maybe an episode where Skylor invites Kai to help at her noodle shop and hijinks ensue. The show tends not to dwell on romance-centric episodes, but a fan can hope for a snippet of domestic bliss. Jay once prophesied he and Nya would have lots of kids, as seen in a future reflection. Whether that comes true remains to be seen. But speculation-wise, most fans agree Jay and Nya are endgame and will likely stay together through whatever the future throws at them. They've basically been through it all already. A fun fan wish is to see them actually get married on screen or do some ceremonial thing. They kind of already did with the yin-yang exchange. Given the series tends to focus on action, we might not witness a full-on wedding episode, but we know they're as good as married in spirit. The fandom has lots of creativity, so you'll encounter crack ships, non-canon pairings, like P.I.X.A.L and Harumi, mostly jokes about Harumi stealing Lloyd's girl if Harumi turned good, not serious, or Kai and Cole as a bromance gone romance. That's more in the realm of fanfiction fun, not the show. But within the show's framework, the ones we discussed are the main contenders. Dragons Rising introduced another new character, Wildfire, a fiery wild child girl, Kai's young student. So far, she's more like a little sister or comedic relief, and no romantic angle has been explored. If they introduce a male counterpart for her or age her up, maybe something could happen, but it's too early for that. As of now, she mostly teases Eren and sets things on fire accidentally. Some fans jokingly ship Wildfire with a decent bath and some manners, lol. So, nothing notable there yet. All this is to say, Ninjago's writers have kept us guessing. They don't shy away from pairing up characters when it serves the story, but they also don't force every character into a romance. The possibilities are open. The community actively discusses and debates these ships on forums and social media. It's part of the fun of being a fan, imagining what could be. Who do you think will be the next couple in Ninjago? Will Eren and Sora defy the odds and fall in love? Will Lloyd finally catch a break in love, maybe with a familiar friend or a new face? Could there be Baby Ninja in the future, Mini Jaya or Mini Kaylor running around? It's all tantalizing to think about. At the end of the day, for a show about ninja fighting skeletons, snakes, and warlords, Ninjago has given us a lot of heartwarming and heart-wrenching romantic moments. From Jay and Nya's enduring yin-yang love to Kai and Skylor's fiery flirtation, Zane and P.I.X.A.L's unique bond, and the dramatic saga of Lloyd and Harumi. These relationships add depth to our heroes and make us cheer for them beyond just the battles. They remind us that even ninjas need love and support. We've also explored the fan side of things, with hopes for characters like Eren and Sora, who represent the next generation, and open questions about where characters like Lloyd or Cole might find love down the line. The beauty of a long-running series is seeing characters grow and new relationships form. And as fans, we get to speculate and sometimes even influence the conversation. The creators do listen to fan enthusiasm after all. One thing's for sure, these couples and potential couples keep the Ninjago community talking. Are you a die-hard Jaya shipper? Do you adore Kaylor's every interaction? Were you invested in the tragedy of Larumi? Or do you prefer Lloykita's gentle friendship? And what do you predict for Eren and Sora? Future couple or just best buds? I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into Ninjago's love stories. It's fascinating to see how much romance and character development is woven into this action-packed show. Now, I want to hear from you. Who is your favorite Ninjago couple? Did we cover the one you're passionate about? And which characters do you hope might get together in future seasons? Leave a comment with your favorite ship or your own bold predictions. Let's get a fun discussion going. Because in Ninjago, anything is possible, and that includes a little ninja love.